What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the wild world of cruise ships. Whether you're a first-timer or a seasoned sailor, you're about to learn things that will blow your mind. Did you know the very first cruise ship set sail over a century ago? Back then, they were all about luxury and adventure for the wealthy. Today, cruise ships are floating cities packed with everything from water parks to robot bartenders. Fast forward to today. The largest cruise ships are longer than the Eiffel Tower is tall and can carry over 6,000 passengers. Some even have go-kart tracks, ice rinks, and entire parks with thousands of real plants. Picture this: zip lines soaring above the deck, Broadway-style theaters, robot bartenders mixing your drinks, and even real parks, all floating on the ocean. It's like a theme park and a luxury hotel rolled into one. I just got back from a massive cruise adventure, and let me tell you, it was unforgettable. Every morning I woke up in a new country, tried food from every restaurant on board, and met people from all over the world. My favorite part? The food. Sushi, steak, pizza at 2 a.m. You name it, I ate it. And the best part? It's all included. But cruising isn't just about relaxing by the pool. There's rock climbing, surf simulators, escape rooms, and even skydiving simulators. There's something for everyone, no matter your age or interests. It's honestly one of the most fun things you can do for a vacation, if you do it right. But here's the thing. I also saw people making huge mistakes that totally ruined their trip. Not just small stuff like picking the wrong dessert at the buffet. I'm talking about mistakes that can cost you money, time, and even your safety. So in this video, I'm breaking down the biggest cruise mistakes and how you can avoid them, so your next cruise is smooth sailing from start to finish. Let's get into it. Alright, coming in at number 1 is a mistake that can ruin your trip before you even pack your bags. Choosing the wrong cruise line. This is way more common than you think, and it can make or break your entire vacation. And it's not just about the destination. Your experience depends on the ship, the crowd, and the vibe. For example, solo travelers might want a cruise line with social events and single cabins, while families should look for ships with kids clubs, water parks, and family-friendly shows. If you're an adventure seeker, check for rock climbing walls, surf simulators, or zip lines. There's truly a cruise for every type of traveler. So many people just see a flashy ad or a cheap price and hit book without a second thought. But not all cruise lines are created equal. Some are party central, others are super chill, and some are all about luxury. If you don't match your vibe to the cruise, you could end up miserable. And don't forget to compare cabin types. Inside cabins are budget-friendly but have no windows, while balcony cabins offer private outdoor space. Suites come with extra perks but cost more. Think about how much time you'll spend in your room and what matters most to you: space, view, or price. Here's a real-life example. My friend wanted a relaxing getaway, but ended up on a ship known for wild spring break parties. She barely slept. On the flip side, another friend booked a family cruise and was bored because everything was geared toward kids. But then, there's Alex. He spent hours researching, picked a ship with great solo activities, and ended up making lifelong friends and having the time of his life. So, how do you avoid this? Start by reading recent reviews, not just the ones on the cruise line's website, but on independent travel forums and YouTube. Look for comments about the atmosphere, the food, the entertainment, and the crowd. Are people your age having fun? Are families happy? Are there complaints about noise or lack of activities? Also, check out the ship's amenities. Some have water slides, Broadway-style shows, spas, or even bumper cars. Make a list of what's important to you and see which ships offer those features. Watch vlogs like this one and see what real passengers are saying. Pay attention to what each cruise line is known for. Some are famous for their nightlife, others for family fun, and some for gourmet dining or wellness retreats. And don't forget to check the itinerary. Some cruises stop at private islands, others focus on cultural ports. Make sure the destinations match what you want to experience. If you love adventure, look for cruises with lots of shore excursions. If you want to relax, pick one with more sea days. Before you book, make a checklist. Research cruise lines, compare cabin types, read reviews, check amenities, and review the itinerary. A little planning now means a much better trip later. Bottom line, do your homework before you book. A little research now can save you a ton of disappointment later. Trust me, You want your cruise to be the trip of a lifetime, not a week of regrets. All right, let's talk about a mistake that could literally bankrupt you. One that too many travelers learn the hard way: skipping travel insurance. This isn't just a boring checkbox, it's your safety net for all kinds of disasters. Meet Sarah. She thought travel insurance was a waste, until her cruise was delayed by a storm and she missed her connecting flight. She ended up paying thousands out of pocket. But here's the thing, insurance can cover way more than just missed flights. Some policies cover lost luggage, trip cancellations, and even emergency medical care. But not all plans are equal. Some don't cover pre-existing conditions, adventure activities, or pandemics. Always read the fine print. Imagine needing a medical evacuation by helicopter from the middle of the ocean. That can cost over $100,000. No joke. Or picture your luggage getting lost, or your flight to the port being canceled and you miss the ship entirely. Without insurance, you're on your own. For a relatively small cost, you're buying an incredible amount of peace of mind. Always double-check that your policy covers cruises, medical emergencies, and trip interruptions. Trust me, it's worth every penny. Now, mistake number 4 is forgetting to check your passport and visa requirements. This one is absolutely heartbreaking. I met a couple who saved for years, only to be turned away at the port because their passport expired in 3 months, not the 6 required. Many countries require your passport to be valid for at least 6 months after your trip ends. If it's close, renew it immediately. Double-check visa requirements for every port of call. Don't assume you're covered just because you're on a cruise. All right, let's talk about what goes inside your suitcase. Packing can make or break your cruise experience. And here's a new tip. Always pack for different climates. Even in the Caribbean, nights can get chilly, and some excursions might take you to cooler places. Here's a step-by-step. Start with the basics. T-shirts, a long-sleeve shirt, a light jacket, and at least 2 pairs of comfortable shoes. Use packing cubes to organize and save space. Add a swimsuit, formal outfit, and something for rain, just in case. Don't forget essentials: sunscreen, medications, a portable charger, and a reusable water bottle. And here's where travel gadgets come in. Bring a universal power adapter, a waterproof phone pouch, and a luggage tracker. These little things make cruising so much easier. Make a checklist and double-check it before you zip up your bag. Pro tip: do a split-screen test. Lay out everything you plan to bring, then remove half of it. You'll thank yourself when you're not tripping over extra stuff in your tiny cabin. Now let's talk about money. Mistake number 5, not budgeting for extra expenses. Cruises advertise low prices, but the extras add up fast. Drinks, Wi-Fi, specialty restaurants, shore excursions, and even bingo can cost extra. I once met a family who racked up a $1,200 bill just on sodas and Wi-Fi. But here's a story with a happy ending. My friend Lisa planned ahead, bought a drink package on sale, and used free Wi-Fi in port. She saved hundreds and had 0 surprises at checkout. Before you board, set a daily spending limit. Track your expenses using the cruise app or a simple notebook. Trust me, your wallet will thank you. The smartest cruisers plan, pack light, and use every tool to make their trip smooth and affordable. Mistake number 5 is a classic: overpacking or underpacking. I once saw a family bring 4 giant suitcases for a 3-day cruise, and they could barely move in their cabin. Meanwhile, my neighbor forgot to pack a swimsuit and had to buy one on board for triple the price. But here's a tip. Most cruise ships have self-service laundry rooms. If you pack light, you can wash clothes mid-trip and save space for souvenirs. Cruise ship cabins are way smaller than most hotel rooms. If you overpack, you'll be tripping over your own stuff. Use packing cubes to organize your clothes and save a ton of space. Hang up what you can, stash shoes under the bed, and use the shelves and drawers. I always bring a few magnetic hooks to hang hats or bags on the cabin walls. Super helpful. Here's a quick packing list: T-shirts, a long-sleeve shirt, a light jacket, swimwear, formal outfit, comfortable shoes, flip-flops, sunscreen, medications, a portable charger, and a reusable water bottle. Don't forget a hat and sunglasses. Plan your outfits for each day and activity. Think dinner, excursions, pool time, and lounging. If you forget something, ship stores are pricey, so double-check your list before you zip up your bag. Now, let's talk about money. Mistake number 6. not budgeting for extra expenses. That $499 cruise fare, it's just the beginning. Gratuities are usually $15 to $20 per person per day. Wi-Fi, not free, and it can cost up to $20 a day. Drinks, alcoholic or even sodas, are extra unless you buy a package. Even things like specialty coffee, bottled water, and some fitness classes can add up. Here's a story. I met a family who racked up a $1,200 bill just on sodas and Wi-Fi. But another family used their onboard credits wisely. They booked a drink package in advance, used the cruise app to track spending in real time, and even scored free laundry by joining the loyalty program. They left the ship with money to spare. Before you board, set a daily spending limit. Track your expenses using the cruise app or a simple notebook. Trust me, your wallet will thank you. And don't forget, some ships let you check your balance at any time on the TV in your cabin. The bottom line? Make a list, pack smart, use the laundry room if you need to, and set aside a budget for all those extras. Keep your cabin organized and track your spending, and you'll have more fun and fewer surprises on your cruise. Alright, let's talk about what really happens on board, where the fun is non-stop, but so are the risks if you're not careful. Parties, bars, pools. Cruise ships are floating playgrounds, but you have to be smart to stay safe. One thing people often overlook is staying connected with family and friends while at sea. Most ships offer Wi-Fi packages and even special messaging apps so you can keep in touch, share photos, or check in back home. Just remember, internet at sea can be pricey and sometimes slow, so plan ahead and download what you need before you sail. Mistake number 7 is drinking way too much alcohol. Sure, unlimited drink packages sound awesome, but I've seen people go from having the time of their lives to being carried back to their cabins, sometimes by security. Another common mistake is not preparing for seasickness. Even if you've never been seasick before, it can hit anyone. Bring motion sickness remedies like wristbands, ginger candies, or medication. Choose a midship, lower deck cabin for less movement, and get fresh air on deck if you start to feel queasy. One night, a guy tried to climb onto the railing for a selfie. He slipped, and if not for a friend grabbing him, he could have gone overboard. It's not just about embarrassment. It's about real danger. On the flip side, I met a woman named Lisa who always followed the ship's security tips. She kept her valuables in the safe, stayed with friends at night, and reported suspicious behavior. One evening, she noticed someone trying to enter cabins that weren't theirs. She alerted security and they handled it quickly. No drama, no loss, just a safer cruise for everyone. Being extremely intoxicated increases the risk of accidents, tripping, falling, or even worse, falling overboard. Every year, people are seriously injured or lost at sea because of reckless choices. Security staff are always watching. If you become a nuisance or a danger to yourself or others, they can and will confine you to your cabin for the rest of the cruise. That's a vacation ruined, so pace yourself. Drink water between cocktails, know your limits, and look out for your friends. The best memories are the ones you actually remember. Let's talk about healthy eating on board. With endless buffets and desserts, it's easy to go overboard, pun intended. Balance out the treats with fresh fruit, salads, and lean proteins. Drink plenty of water, and don't skip breakfast if you want energy for all the activities. Now, mistake number 8, ignoring hygiene. You can't see germs, but they can ruin your cruise and everyone else's. Norovirus spreads fast on ships, causing vomiting and diarrhea outbreaks that can lock down entire decks. I once saw a whole family quarantined in their cabin for days because one person got sick. Trust me, you don't want that. Crew members are constantly cleaning and disinfecting, but you have to do your part. Before you eat, sanitize your hands. After the restroom, wash with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Simple, but it's the #1 way to avoid being stuck sick in your cabin. Don't let a tiny germ ruin your epic adventure. Alright, let's talk about your stuff, because losing it can ruin your whole trip. When you're at port, keep your bag zipped and in front of you. Don't flash expensive jewelry or electronics. On board, always use the cabin safe for passports, cash, and valuables. If you leave things out, you're inviting trouble. Mistake number 9 is leaving your valuables unattended, at the pool, in the lounge, or even in your cabin. Thieves look for easy targets. If you're heading ashore, Only bring what you need, leave the rest locked up. Every cruise cabin has a small safe. Use it for your passport, wallet, and anything you can't afford to lose. Don't assume your cabin is always secure, and never leave your balcony door unlocked when you're away. The ultimate cruise fail? Missing the ship at port. It happens more than you think. Always double-check the all-aboard time. Set an alarm on your phone. The ship will not wait for you. Mistake number 10 is not reading the daily newsletter. That's where you'll find important info, like port times, activities, and dress codes. Take 5 minutes each night to read it and highlight what you want to do. Mistake number 11 is booking shore excursions through sketchy sources. The safest bet? Book directly through the cruise line or a reputable company. If you're late getting back, the ship will wait for official excursions, but not for you if you're on your own. Mistake number 12 is ignoring dress codes. Some restaurants require formal wear, others are casual. Check the newsletter or app so you're not turned away at the door. Mistake number 13 is not tracking your onboard spending. Most cruise line apps let you check your account in real time. Make it a habit to check every day so you don't get a shock at the end. Mistake number 14 is not securing your balcony door. Never leave children unattended, and always use the secondary lock. Safety first, always. Here's a big one: respecting local cultures and being a responsible tourist. What's okay on the ship might not be okay ashore. I once visited a Caribbean port where a fellow passenger took photos of a local ceremony without asking. People were clearly uncomfortable. But on another trip, I saw a traveler ask permission, join in respectfully, and ended up being invited to share a traditional meal. A little respect goes a long way. Learn a few local phrases, dress appropriately, and always ask before taking photos. You'll have a richer experience and make a positive impression. All right, let's recap with a quick cruise checklist. 1. Keep your valuables safe and use the cabin safe. 2. Only bring essentials ashore. 3. Read the daily newsletter and plan ahead. 4. Book excursions with trusted sources. 5. Follow dress codes. 6. Track your spending. 7. Always lock your balcony door. 8. Respect local laws and customs. 9. Be a responsible tourist and interact respectfully with locals. If you do all this, you'll have an amazing, stress-free cruise, and maybe even make some new friends along the way. Thanks for watching. If you found these tips helpful, hit that like button, subscribe for more travel advice, and share your best cruise story or tip in the comments below. Wishing you smooth sailing, unforgettable adventures, and meaningful connections wherever you